Hello, back again from my end. In September, we embarked into the NFT world, and you can replay some of those presentations on our YouTube channel. But since then, NFT has been shaping and shifting the world of arts upside down, especially the last 12 months were super active. In the third quarter of this year, NFT trading officially was estimated to the amount of 10 billion US dollars, which was impressive. And it can be concluded that news on the transactions and worth of sales are not anymore an incident, but a very tangible opportunity for digital artists. So we wanted to go even deeper into this topic, and we're very happy and exhilarated almost to learn that the team of from the Serbian startup ALL.ART has actually offered the marketplace for artists in Serbia, but also worldwide, that is based on Solana blockchain technology. So for some of you who are very new to NFT, I think that this next session will be the perfect opportunity to hear from our very own guest speaker, Jovan Tišma, who will open the gateway to this part of the metaverse for CG audience. I have to tell you that this next session will definitely be a steep learning curve about the NFT world. And if you have already minted any of your work, please do comment in that experience in the chat box, so we will get the communication and chat with Jovan and his experience running the marketplace very active today. So welcome, Jovan.
Hi. Hi to all listeners. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Milica, for a nice introduction.
Thank you, Jovan. Just before we go in further, turn a bit down your speakers so that we fine-tune the sound for your presentation.
Okay. I have my headphones, but let me check my mic, if I can get my mic down. Okay.
Okay, I think we are ready.
Okay.
I wanted to start this conversation with another great news, because you just came back from Portugal and from the Web Summit, where you managed to secure another round of investment for your platform. So what does that mean for digital artists, and what is your plan with Solsi after this?
Thank you for that. Like we were on Web Summit, but after Web Summit, we were on the one of much more interesting conference for us. It was like a Breakpoint, Solana Breakpoint. That it's like a global gathering of Solana ecosystem. So the old founders and investors and like artists who are participating in the Solana ecosystem were on the same place in Lisbon, where we were sharing for 7 days like our ideas, who is doing what, and how all of this going in the future. And the most things that happened on the conference was like, okay, like us and many other projects like raised some new money for further development of NFT and infrastructure for the future of digital economy. I don't know, like, wait, let me check, I can get my...
It seems that, we have some sound issues, but we will solve it all on the way. If you try to unmute yourself, Jovan.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I think this is a bit better.
Okay. So where you lost me? in which sentence?
Yeah, I think we are ready to start with your presentation. So I think that will help out also with the sound, and then later we'll zoom back for the Q&A.
Okay, so this is like a short presentation of how we see the gateway of the metaverse using NFT infrastructure that we are creating at the moment. So why non-fungible tokens are part of metaverse discussion? As we saw in the following days beside us, like that in the last week we get like a lot of buzz of Meta and Facebook, and people are now deeply researching where we're going with the metaverses, and how that all will influence our life in the future. On the other hand, a lot of people are afraid of the big companies as Facebook and Google and Amazon, that they will close the metaverses in their own ecosystem, and that going to close the economy for the masses who doesn't want to use Facebook, or they are not the part of the geopolitical structure where the Facebook can be used. So in the meantime, like just 2 days ago, like the other company owned by two brothers from US just raised another $400 million for the open metaverse, open metaverses, so that they can start helping the companies like ours and others to embrace the open metaverse space. So for NFTs, as that is like what we are doing at the moment, as something that was exploding last year, and last couple of months it's really heading to the rooftop. But this is like the medium for the future. So NFTs are something that bringing people to buy stuff in the digital world, and that it's just the beginning of the new economies that will be raised and be born in the connections between the physical world and metaverses. Also, what we saw on our platform, and from our conversation with other people in the NFT and blockchain industry, is that now a lot of metaverse builders and game builders are using NFTs as a fundraising mechanism for their projects. We saw like the games like on the Solana ecosystem, Aurora or Star Atlas, that they raised more than 100 million of raise for their games, and they already sold some NFTs who will be representing the vehicles, spaceships, or avatars in their games that they are building for the future. So how all of this evolves, it will be a really people are getting into the digital ownership. So it's not just what we had in the games, so that the items are locked for one ecosystem of the game. So now in the future we will have the real legal ownership of digital rights in the metaverses. So why are the NFTs are important for metaverses? First, this is enable digital ownership, and with that we can use the cross world asset utilities. So I can explain this on the level that, for example, if you buy an NFT who is like unique designed shoes for in a digital world with some utilities, so you can import that shoes that will be possible in the future. If you own it, you can input and pay to the game developer that you can use your shoes in his game. Or if you just wanted to go to the digital club, then you just can wear your shoes, your t-shirt and everything what you bought as an NFT in the virtual music club or dancing club. Or you can use your other digital items in a digital kitchen or digital TV series or movie. So this is also important as a NFT in this moment on a lot of networks that blockchain networks that are using. It's only a hash on the blockchain that making the people know that they own the hash on the blockchain, so that they transfer from one wallet to another the ownership of NFT. But this data is not enough that you can have a legal ownership of your data. So like what we are doing now, it's like building an external layer, so top of the let's say like a top of the metadata that it's a standard on Solana. We are building the next layer that we will have the all stuff that you need to have the legal ownership of the NFT. And also like for the metaverse, like NFTs and everything, all of these goods and everything will be the part of building your own identity in metaverses. So what we can see here on this graph is that with NFT adoption and with more people buying NFTs and financing game studios, game developers to build their metaverses who will be interoperable, the time of adoption of open metaverses will be shorter. So with NFT, the NFT can be a portable asset across the virtual worlds and enabling dynamic communities and open economies. And this is important. This is where we have a really be scared what the Facebook and big guys are doing, because like with open metaverse, the new economies will be created, and the point will be on the creatives, on the people who are creative and who are creating this new metaverse world. And that's why we fundraise money and start our mission to give the power to the creators. So here you can see the logos of our products. So first we launched like a month and a half before, like in half of the September, we launched the SolC, the first open marketplace on Solana where you can mint, buy and sell and list your NFT. And what's the difference? So we are open marketplace, so you can list all the NFTs that you minted also by your own, or using the Metaplex standard, or using the other standards from other marketplaces, but nobody of them having legal binding licenses. So we are the first marketplace that giving the power to creators that they can set their royalties and also to set the license of his IP rights when they are transferring to the new owner. Second logo is We Are All Art. It's a project of my co-founders that they were building for 3 years, and now we just implemented all of their work in this. So We Are All Art is software and a metaverse for virtual galleries and museums. And all of this tech that they developed in the last 3 years, we are now using to enable people that they can use their NFTs inside our virtual galleries, and that you can purchase or sell your NFT inside the galleries or the museum in future. And our latest project is Unity Wallet for Unity developers, that they can use our version of Unity Wallet, that it's open sourced for Solana builders, that you can get the payments inside your game when you are building it. So on let's say, I can say that in short, like, you can implement our wallet, and then people can purchase with digital currencies or with fiat gateways. They can purchase the stuff in game by using our Unity wallet. We started all of this to build in May this year, and we win the Solana hackathon in June, and we start with this, and we already deliver Unity Solana wallet that it's open source. We having APIs that we shared with CoinMarketCap and DAppRadar, so people can track now the volumes, how much people are trading, and how much users are using our platform for NFTs on Solana, so you can track what is going on there. We created Solsea.io, the first open NFT marketplace on Solana, and with We Are All Art, we integrated Solana NFTs in a virtual exhibition and VR. So like I said, our first phase was to launch the Solsea, and this is our playground where we can see how people are reacting and what they need to be, because we are really early in this. We are really early, so 1 week in NFT world is like a whole year in a physical world, because it's like we can say that now we are in the chaos, so creating a new universe. So everything is blooming. You have explosions, new planets are coming, new standards. So a lot of stuff is happening now on the market and also in development. So from this chaos, I think we will have soon we will have a new raised and born worlds. This is an example of Metaverse of Galleries and Museums that we created. So on this side you can see one of the most selling collections on Solana about these monkeys. Some of these monkeys are cost now a $500,000 plus. I think the most expensive sold for 3 millions. And now you can also we did for the collectors and and for galleries that we can create them the galleries, and people get inside and then can purchase the piece inside the virtual reality or virtual gallery if they don't have Oculus Quest or ATC or some other stuff. And with license management that I mentioned before, like we are starting to enable use case by use case. So with this like first version in our open marketplace, we put the private use, public use, and commercial exploitation for the digital art and collectibles. So with this, we enabled creators that they have the control of the IP rights, and also we put the security for the buyers, what they are buying and from whom they are buying. On our plan is like, because every vertical is different. So next steps is that we enable the physical art and collectibles, music vertical, gaming vertical, sports vertical, with all the licenses who are important for the NFTs, that we can enable these verticals to become the let's say like HD ready. Now this is the metaverse ready. So we need to do this with the license management and with the ownership in the digital world, that we can create the infrastructure and create the ownership for upcoming games and metaverses that will be enabled in future for all of us. And the next step of that, this is our plan for the next year, is how we can, from the NFTs as an individual item, how we can transform that to the creators, so that we put the focus on the creators of the NFTs, and that we create a economy around them. So this is like our creators economy vision, that we enable liquidity for creators monetization and engagement, and that will enable more than 25 million creators all around the world and their communities to participate in NFT economy. And with this NFT economy, we are building the infrastructure for upcoming metaverses, open metaverses in our world, that will connect physical and digital worlds. So this is like all for today. Like we can back to talk. Hello.
Hello, back again. We were just getting into your talk, so it ended. It ended unexpectedly. I think everyone started chatting in the box and trying to pick up on something that you mentioned. You just said you actually explained a bit on the legal side of what you provide with your platform. But since you are already experienced in the art marketplace, the physical artwork marketplace, can you tell us more about the developments or any plans or insights into how the NFT market will be connected with the physical artwork?
Yes, I just wanted to say first, sorry, like it was like, because I don't see the people and you are just my presentation, so it's really hard when you talk with your presentation and not having anybody or chat that I can see what people are writing. As you said, like for a physical art or music, as I spent like a couple of years working with licenses and royalty rights for the musicians, it's like the beauty and also the stuff with NFTs is that it's built by programmers with engineers, so they are not they don't have a legal background as me or some guys from my team, and now like all of us are trying to solve the problems that they didn't solve when they were making the standards for the industry, because it was developed by engineers, and then like we had a problem like if it's something not one-on-one. So like you have, as you said, like if you have physical picture art piece, so you can make you can have the original, but you can make as an author 10 copies and sign it as a copy. And with NFT, it's impossible to do that with the setup that we have now. So we are now doing that and making these new standards that will like say like that we can enable the physical world and legal terms to be usable in the digital world.
Thank you for that. To go back to a bit more philosophical side of the NFT, one of our community members is asking, do you think NFTs should have some more utility, or do you think the art itself is enough?
Now like the PFPs and only art, that's the stuff that we already unlocked. And now what we can see from our marketplace and from the projects they are building, yes, they are making the NFTs with more utilities. So like now when they are like fundraising money for their project, they say like if you use this NFT in our future game, you will have like this more points collecting the mana, or you can use this to get more health and stuff. So you can use the NFTs as a utilities in game, but also like what it's interesting, like they are making the NFTs with the financial utilities. So like if you are holding a NFT this, and you are holding for example 3 NFT who are from unique and rarity and rank, that's the key that you can unlock something in some metaverse or in some financial platform. So it's already begun that NFTs are having embedded their utilities, not only art and pictures.
Obviously, a lot of people are minting their own artwork, and today we discussed during previous presentation a little bit about it. Not all the artwork that gets out there gets picked up or taken. So our audience members, I think that was Mile Micic, who asked for people who are doing their NFTs, do you have an advice? What is your advice for marketing and promoting of NFT collections? Or how does it work in case of SoulC? Do you provide some marketing and promotion advice for your users?
So first of all, like we have like a 2 different kind of art. So we have like collectibles, when people are making the generative art, when they are creating the series of like 5 to 10,000 pieces with different rarity ranks, and they call that collections. So if you are building this, it's a whole project. So you really need to have a team, and all of these projects who are doing that have that's just the beginning of their journey. So let's say like they are all going to create their teams that they can build something on top of that NFTs that they are creating. So if you want to do a collection in that sense, it's not only art,
It's a whole project with a vision, mission, business plan, roadmap, and everything. So you need, for a startup, you need to have a team, social media, and everything. Of course, like for the good collections and good projects, we are like looking to cooperate with them and to help them to engage and to give them the advices on the technical way. Also, if they are missing something in their promotion, how to do it better. But really, the quality and how the good is your communication with your community is a key for the collections. And if you are like an artist who have like 10 to 15 pieces and who are like real art, then it's much more about storytelling and explaining what is your art, why people will love it, and everything. So the key of today's communities on the crypto space and digital art and everything is key is a community. So you really need to engage and be with your community, and people who love your work will be your ambassadors for free, and they will really adore what you do. But this communication is a key for the artist.
Well, picking up on that that you just said, we are all aware that there are some crazily prices paid for some not so good NFTs. So what would you comment on that?
Not just the art or the of the ownership. So it's also, as I was like having jokes like with my founders, it's also like a lottery, because like if you have like now a lot of people who are like gambling with the NFTs, so they are trading the NFTs as assets. So they are not looking the art value or something. They are looking how big the volume is for that collection, and who invested there and how the floors look like. So this is a totally different story, and this is some stuff that it's like normal for crypto, and that's the speculation on every asset that it's possible to trade.
So would you say that people should continue with individual art, or why to proceed with the individual art instead of collections? That's the question from the audience. I'm trying to reiterate that.
So it's a different beast. It's two different beasts. So if you want to create something more to fundraise for your metaverse or for your game, or some other idea or project that you want to finance through a NFT, then go with the collections. For example, we just talked like with some famous Netflix producer who wants to do the series of documentary movies, and he wants to finance that through minting and put the drop of his NFTs. So it depends what you want to do. And if you're an artist and you want to sell your art and to be engaged with your fans, with your community, you can continue do the small amounts like with a real collection as in the physical world. And of course you can sell it also for a big box if people are like your work, as Beeple and other did in the past.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of people who want to be people one day, or just come close to that. When you mentioned all your verticals and sort of products that you will be working with on your platform, I saw that you missed or didn't mention film. And now you said that you also talk to film directors and film producers. So how is that market maybe different Or is it for you, for what you do, more complex than everything else that you mentioned, like music, games, digital artwork?
We didn't, maybe on the slide I missed, but we are also like looking for the movies, and we see that the movie industry will also use this as a next, let's say, the next decentralized Kickstarter or other platforms for fundraising and engagement with their public, so with their fans and everything. So this is also something, and we see it the same way as a music, as a vertical. Just also it's a part of the process, how with IP rights and everything, how that will go in the future. But what we see now, it's also it's a limitation of the like you can't upload on a blockchain whole movie still, so we are doing some small like GIFs or video files, but in the future I think the whole movies can be part of NFTs. And in this moment, like movie industry and are exploring NFTs as part of their marketing and special engagement for the movie fans. And on the other side, like independent producers or directors and everything, looking this as a fundraising tool.
Yeah, I think a lot of markets start with the distribution and try to implement these new technologies in the distribution part of the process, and later on it gets more involved in the production itself, and especially now with funding, it's equally attractive. One of our members also noticed that you mentioned Star Atlas. So what are your thoughts on Illuvium and Decentral? Do you agree with the rumors that Meta could actually acquire or work with one of these platforms?
Everything is possible, and it's big money in the play. Star Atlas, I think we saw them in Lisbon. They already onboarded like more than 100 people working on the game, and I was like, wow. They told us that they will have like some mini game as a trailer for the big one in the next few months, and they expect to finish the game in a year and 2 months. What I think is insane, like what they are building. So we will see, but I think like acquiring from Facebook, that will be not a miracle. But I think now when you look the map of like the projects who are working to enable metaverses and games in the future, it's a lot bigger. So and we talk with investors all the time, and they are like pushing us to go more in metaverses. So I think Facebook can compete with a crowd. So crowd who is already building the open metaverse, it's big, and with all of this new fundraising round from the startups and smaller companies, I think it's going to be really hard for the big companies to compete on the innovation side.
Okay, and going back to the very fundamental of your platform, one of the question that maybe you mentioned in the presentation, but would be nice just to elaborate if you can more, is why did you decide to go with Solana instead of Ethereum or instead any other blockchain?
For me, this is no brainer. So
I'm
like
sure it's not.
yeah, it's no brainer like for everybody. Like, and people who are using now Ethereum just come to Solana, because like when you look that you as an artist or whatever, when you're doing stuffs on Ethereum, and I was there, we try to use Ethereum for this. It's you can't scale there, and the transactions and everything are so expensive, and the standards are locked. So on Solana, it's like it's a fast. You can mint the less for less of the like 10 cents cost you to mint NFT. On Ethereum is like from 50 to couple of hundred, depends of the resolution, picture, and gas fee price at the moment. So the price, it's 1 second is Solana. It's built on the different way using the different tech stack, so it's much more upgradable than Ethereum, and you have like more layers where you can add metadata later, as we are doing now with the licenses, and we're going to do with threads like that. You can find on the blockchain, like if your avatar or your NFT is possessing some of the unique rarity stuff, and it's possible on Ethereum. So tech stack, the speed of transactions and the cost of transactions are main driver, and it was the main driver for us to go on Solana.
Yeah, it's a basic economic mindset. Really, as you said, no brainer. So we are about to close up. We have a few minutes left. From everything that you discussed, and you are a wonderful collaborator on this topic, because really there are so many things that we can discuss, and this can probably go on and on. One of the things that we discussed when we were preparing for this chat is this everlasting or global doubt: is NFT a bubble? Will it last for just a couple of years, or is it more to it? Are people, is it late to jump in now, or is it too early to jump in? So what is your take on that?
My take, it's really easy. Like, if you understand metaverses, if you understand the ownership, if you understand the momentum, this is the momentum. And if you see this, like big companies and big funds investing in this from all around the world, this is the sign that the time is now. So the time is now to educate yourself about this, to get also inside as an investment or as a builder. But the time is now to get in, and it's not too late. It's never too late, but this is like really early. Like this is like now we are in 1994 when internet was just developing in US. So it's really early, but if you look on the philosophical side, this is the monumental stuff for the ownership in digital world. So now this is like, and if we have like more people who are adopting this and researching on this and experimenting, like we will have the better standards for our metaverses who will come in 10 to 15 years from now.
And to conclude on that, the last question is it possible that NFTs inside the blockchain in the future will change the intellectual property? So I think the intellectual property is the main key in the NFT world.
NFTs will be the how to say that, the main key for connecting the metaverses with the real physical world. So when you, because like in the future you will have the real estate, wines and whatever, like everything what it's non-fungible will be on the NFTs. So also you will selling everything through a blockchain. So this will be the key, and your wallet will be something that where you are collecting your IP rights, but also your other ownership rights. So also it will change the IP, right, because of the technology and everything. I think that we will adopt. And also for these new IP rights, they are now coming to the metaverses, that also need to be defined by a regulatory in a physical world. So yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's for us here, but also for the global legal perspective of it, there will be a lot of discussion and a lot of work to be done in order to put this place, all of these things in place, and especially for just regular people who are not technically so well equipped to understand the future of all of this. So thank you once again, Jovan. It's been really a pleasure, and also a food for thought talking about NFTs with you. And I do hope that we'll have you more than this time in future CGA events, online and offline. So we will be really watching closely the work of ALL.ART and developments on the Soul Sea.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, and we will continue to spread the word about NFTs and metaverses. And go, people, play with this. Try also our product, try other people product, invest, create, do whatever you want. Just don't sitting at your laptops and watching YouTube and Facebook. Do something more interesting.
Do watch CGA though. Okay, thank you once again.